Can we change the spirit of Christmas? Well, past, present, and future, it is all part of a very quality Christmas carol. Hello, I am Juan Navarro. This is Advanced Quality Programs, and I invite you to explore the quality philosophies and concepts to apply them to our everyday life. A Christmas Carol from Charles Dickens begins on a cold, gloomy Christmas Eve in London, 7 years after the death of Ebenezer Scrooge business partner Jacob Marley. Scrooge, an old and greedy man, hates Christmas and refuses a dinner invitation from his nephew Fred. He turns away two men asking for donations for the poor and reluctantly gives his overworked and underpaid clerk Bob Cratchit a Christmas day off with pay to follow social expectations. That night, Scrooge is visited by Marley's ghost, who is changed and weighed down by the sins of greed and selfishness. Marley warns Scrooge that he can avoid a similar fate by learning from three spirits. The first spirit, the ghost of Christmas past, takes Scrooge back to his childhood, reminding him of happier times. Scrooge sees his lonely youth, his bond with his beloved sister Fan, and his time working for the kind-hearted Mr. Fishwine. He also sees the sad moment when his fiancée Belle ends the relationship with him because of his obsession with money and wealth. The second spirit, the spirit of the Christmas present, shows Scrooge the joys of Christmas Day. He visits a busy market, a miner's cottage, and a lighthouse, and Fred's Christmas party. The spirit also takes Scrooge to the Cratchit family with their simple feast, and where he meets Tiny Tim, a sick child. The spirit warns Scrooge that Tiny Tim will die unless he changes the ways he is behaving. The third spirit, the ghost of the Christmas yet to come, takes Scrooge into the future. Scrooge sees his own death and the indifference of those around him. He sees the Cratchit family mourning Tiny Tim because of his death, and he's horrified by what he sees. Scrooge then wakes up that Christmas morning, a changed man. He donates generously to charity. He sends a turkey to the Cratchits and attends Fred's party. He becomes a kind and generous employer, taking care of Tiny Tim, and Scrooge embraces the spirit of Christmas and lives a life of kindness. A Christmas Carol is a timeless story about redemption and the power of empathy. Ebenezer Scrooge is a cold, heartless man that is changed by the ghosts of Christmas past, Christmas present, and Christmas future, and is done by facing his past mistakes and imagining a bleak future. Scrooge learns the importance of being kind and generous. However, that summary is a bit superficial, so let's dive a little bit deeper to understand why. The central character of the story, Scrooge, is a London-based businessman described as a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scrapping, clutching, covetous old sinner. He is settled in his old ways and doesn't feel the need to change. Through the story, Dickens highlights the impact of experiencing pain as a motivator for a positive change. It is a simple yet powerful narrative that focuses on Scrooge's feelings of sadness, loneliness, and isolation, using these emotions to provoke the transformation needed by him by reflecting on the consequences of his current actions. So, how the Christmas spirit inspires him to make the necessary changes to improve his life by making him witness the impact of that behaviors across all aspects of his life. Physically, financially, emotionally, socially, and spiritually, all with adverse effects on him. More than a Christmas story, this can be seen as an exercise that anyone can practice when closing any cycle, such as the end of a year or the completion of a project. While it may be challenging to create an experience like that, at first, it can become a beneficial practice over time. We can begin by identifying actions or recurring errors that should hold us back or cause pain during the cycle we just went through. We can consider the consequences of continuing or keeping these behaviors and feel the full impact they have on different aspects of our lives. We can imagine their consequences on our physical body, what we are losing, what we are missing out, and the pain these actions cause in us or the ones around us in the long run. We can reflect on how they affect our finances, self-esteem, confidence, energy levels, and overall well-being. Our role model for others and our spiritual life. We can imagine our future selves in 5, 10, or even 20 years if we don't stop acting this way. We can imagine our future selves in 5, 10, or even 20 years if we don't stop acting that way. We can feel the compounded pain and missed opportunities dragging the weight of those consequences within us, growing heavier over time. We can reflect on what we have given up emotionally and the frustration we have experienced over the years due to the apathy and fear of change. We can consider these fears that held us back and the opportunities that we missed over time. Then, like Scrooge, these experiences will help us to understand the urgency of making changes. If we can project enough pain through our future scenes, our minds will be inspired to change. This exercise motivates personal and group change and transformation by putting into perspective the decision to continue acting on certain ways. People mostly live with the pain that they are willing to tolerate. To commit to change by projecting unbearable pain might be the catalyst to improvement. The good thing about this exercise is that, like Scrooge, we can wake up and realize that our future hasn't happened yet. By projecting our actions in the future, we can start creating the future with a lighter and better perspective. We can believe that we can change our mindset, our actions, and our beliefs. And we can start feeling grateful for the opportunity to avoid those negative futures and letting in the good spirit of Christmas and the closing of the cycle to inspire us to make those changes. And that was it for today's episode. If you enjoyed the message and if you enjoyed the podcast or the video, don't forget to hit like. I will appreciate all of your comments and your subscription to the channel. Also, thank you for sharing with your friends, family, and people that you believe this episode will help. Also, thank you everybody for your good ratings in Amazon and Goodreads about the books like Quality Projects, about the book Quality Principles, and thank you for sharing with everybody the message. I wish you all Merry Christmas and a good start of the year 2025. And before leaving, don't forget to hit the bell so that you get a notification when we start with a new episode the new year.
One small change triggers everything. Watch how agile thinking works. Inspect, adapt, repeat. Each step builds the next, creating confident, unstoppable momentum. This is the Quality Mindset by Juan Navarro. Get your copy now.